Alright, so we're going to brush out Josie. I'm going to show you guys how to do a thorough brush out. It's important to note that if you're brushing and you get caught in the coat and it can just pretty much stay in there, that means that the dog is not fully brushed out. So you don't want to give him brush burn, but you do want to brush thoroughly. So what you have to do is you have to pick through the coat. You got to pick through the coat. Another way that you can recognize that a dog is not brushed out thoroughly is there will be a lot of curls in tight areas. You want it to be fluffed out. Fluffed out kind of like an afro is how I like to think of it. So we're gonna brush this out really good. Anytime that I catch a tug, I'm gonna go over and brush that area again, so that means I'm getting all the tangles out. If there's a tug there, that means there's still knots in the coat. So what I'm actually doing is I'm kind of pushing it in and then I'm pushing it back out. Until the result is that I can get it all the way through. Now it's also important that you don't skip around the dog when you are brushing them out. You want to do one whole section. So I just got done doing this whole section here. Now I'm going to move down to the legs. So when I go towards the leg area, I'll start up here by the face first, just to loosen all that up. Now I'm going to take her leg and brush downwards. And what I'm doing is I'm brushing all sides of the leg, all the way down. All sides. I'm even going to lift this up and brush the inside of the armpit. And again, I'm catching tugs here. So I'm just going to push in. She's being a really good girl for this. That's awesome. Okay. So I'll go in here and all right. Good girl, mommy. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. You do want to take some time to clean out the hair in your brush. That way you can have a fresh start. And when it comes to brushing out the ears, you want to come a little closer. What you want to do is you're going to want to split the hair like pizza is how I like to think of it. So you'll start off and just separate that hair. Separate the hair. Piece by piece by piece, all the way till you're done. Then flip it over and do the same thing at the top of the ear. Then brush all the way down. Dogs develop mats and tangles behind this area here. So right behind the ear, you really want to brush that really good. Okay? Pull her head up, brush the sides here. There we go. Good girl, mommy. Brush her face. When you're by the face, you always want to go real light and gentle. Really light and gentle. Just like that. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and go back with the pizza method. I'm going to separate the hair little by little, and then we got some tangles right there. So I'll go back into my picking method. There we go. When it goes through like butter, you know the dog is brushed out. Okay, mama. All right. Turn your head. Now I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. There's a tangle in there. There we go. Nice. So it's really, really fluffy so far. And you want to keep going like this all the way around the dog. So I'll do that other side now. And this is more tangles here. So I'll work this through. Good girl, mama. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. So there's tangles in here. And you'll see that as I'm brushing it out, it's just getting more and more fluffy. And that's how you want it, because if the dog is not brushed out, when we as groomers go and put our blades through, we're gonna have the same result. It's gonna get caught in the hair, and that's gonna end up in a really choppy haircut. So I'm gonna do this back leg here, and I just have her leg like this, so her leg's right in the middle, so I can keep her standing. There we go. And again, I brushed the back of the whole leg here, and the side, and the front, and then right underneath. Of course, you don't want to brush this tender part of skin under here. You don't want to brush that, but you know, want to make sure it's nice and thorough. So, super duper fluffy in comparison to this leg. So we're going to show you this leg fully brushed out, and this one not so much. Okay, especially back here. If the hair is still tight, the dog ain't brushed out. So go ahead, go through here. Good girl, mama. You being such a good right. And back through here this way. Get all those tangles right out of there. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. And last but not least is the tail. Well, I actually have one more leg to brush. So I'm gonna brush this leg real quick. And this is me going in turbo speed mode. So again, I'm gonna lift that leg up just like that. Get through these tangles. Just like that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And remember, anytime I feel a tug, that means there's more work to do there. All right. Now we got a tug. Get that right through. Bang, bang, bang. All right. Okay, so now Josie's leg is all brushed out, right? What we're gonna do now is we're gonna brush her tail. So what you wanna do is you wanna pick the tail up pretty much the same way. I wanna brush the front of the tail and a little bit underneath the tail. Look at all those tangles. So there are some kind of tangles where they have to be shaved out. This I would most likely shave out. But as you can tell, it is coming out in the brush. So boom, look at that. Nice. What's going on back there? Just a little couple tangles right here. Now what you don't want to do is you don't want to end up brushing one of their private parts by accident. So what I like to do is just try to protect them as much as I can by keeping my hand here. So that's what I'm doing now. And we're gonna go back in with our pizza method with the tail, and this is really important. You don't wanna leave tangles in the tail or the ear. So we're going to separate that hair just like that. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Separate the hair, separate the hair. And the reason why you have to separate it is because you won't be able to get every single tangle out if you don't separate it. So you always wanna split the hair right down the middle, and then you do a rebrush of the top and the bottom. And then again, just clean your brush and place it where it belongs. And now, Miss Josie is all the way brushed out. Nice and fluffy. Okay. You can actually see that her hair is so brushed out that I can take a comb right through it and not struggle. Taking that comb right through it. It's so brushed out and fluffy now. Nice. Just beautiful. That's how brushed out she is that I can take it home. I can even go to the fine tooth side of it and brush it out. Same thing. This is a nice brushed out pup right here. Josie's getting a one blade, and the reason why it's important for her to be brushed out is because when I go and I take my clippers through, I need to be able to get all the way through. And it's coming off really, really smooth and beautiful now. Because she's been brushed out really good. Now, if she wasn't brushed out, what would have happened is the same thing that you guys saw happen, which I would have been trying to tug through the coat, which we never want. We want the haircut to come out nice and even. So that is the importance of a good brush out. Hello. I'm going to show you guys how to put a bow in the dog's ears. So here I have a bow. What we're going to do is we are going to go into the rubber band. Keep your two fingers going 1, 2, 3. So what I'm doing is I'm wrapping the bow around. So I'll show you guys again. We're gonna wrap the bow 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And you wanna find a nice, good, thick patch of hair. Yes. And you are going to clip here. The higher the better. And all I'm doing is I'm pulling the hair over the rubber band and over the hemostat, and then it lay like that. Now, if this was a girl, what I would do is, if this was a boy, what I would do is I would take one of these here, and it has a little clasp. You just push the clasp forward and then slide it out, and then you put it right back on the dog, and there's a little hole right here in the middle, and all you gotta do is slide this part in, and then hear it clap again. Okay, so I'll show you one more time on how to do the bow. Again, I'm gonna take the bow tie rubber band, I'm gonna put my fingers inside, and I'm gonna wrap it 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna let it go. Find me a nice good patch of hair. Once I find my patch, I'm gonna come all the way to the end of the hair, and I'm just gonna push the hair and the band rubber band over, and then it's gonna lay perfect every single time. And that's how you do it.